Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled West Drought. My source, CNN.com, and this article is entitled A Ranch is Running Out of Water in the West Historic Drought. In 85 years, it's not been this bad. This article was updated on June 18, 2021, and it states TJ Atkins' family has been in the cattle ranching business for nearly a century. In that time, he says, a drought has never hit their operations this hard. Everyone else I've talked to says in 85 years it has not been this bad. Atkin told CNN, we have 85 years worth of our own drought data that says we've never done this, not to this extent. Atkin, carrying on his family's legacy as a rancher, operates two properties in Utah and northwest Arizona, both of which have been experiencing an extended severe drought. In the last 15 months combined, we're barely at 3 inches, he said, of precipitation, adding that the expected rainfall should be closer to 12 inches during that time. Millions in the West have been plagued by historic drought for months. The entirety of California, Oregon, Utah, and Nevada are in drought, according to data from the U.S. Drought Monitor, as are 88% of areas across all western states. And no other time in the past 20 years has the drought been this extreme. Scientists says its unrelenting nature is being exacerbated by man-made climate change. All right. Now we know this is on behalf of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because, all right, these droughts fulfill prophecy. And prophecy is nothing but what? The counsel or the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay. So what does drought mean? When we analyze this term, according to the etymon, it means what? Dryness. Dry, meaning what? Lack of water. Another key point, because the article mentioned plagues. And what does a plague mean? Affliction, evil. Evil means what? Bad times, calamity, scourge, severe trouble, or vexation. All right. So these plagues are coming upon America because America has been that great whore. America has to be punished for her sins. All right. Second Ezra 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. In the ears of my people is referring to the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. All right. Which also formulate the 1/3 and the 2/3 scenario. Now, 1/3 of our people will be saved. Hence, them being identified as the elect, and 2/3 of our people will be destroyed. Why? Because this word did not save them. When they heard this word, they rebelled. All right. And because of their rebellion, this will lead to their destruction, their judgment. Okay. So behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. All right. The mouth of who? The prophets. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Written in paper, meaning what? The scriptures. And best believe they are faithful and true. All right. Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, meaning people that don't believe, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. 2/3 of our people, okay? Because either this word is going to save or it's going to have you destroyed. All right. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Plagues means what? Affliction, calamity, evil, which means bad time, scourge, severe trouble or vexation, stroke, wound, all right, blow, to strike. And the Most High will strike, will wound America with a plague such as famines, which means what? Dry. And because of no water, you can't have what? Food. Let's go back. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And guess what? America is the capital of wickedness. And America has pushed this wicked agenda across the four corners of the world. Okay? Second Ezra 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? What days? The days we are approaching. Jacob's trouble. The hour of temptation. Okay? Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. And guess what? Famine promotes death. Think about the sickly that need food and water, the elderly that need food and water, young kids that need food and water. Okay? Famine is a great instrument for death. Okay? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine. And according to this article, in the last 15 months combined, we're barely at 3 inches, he said, of participation, adding that the expected rainfall should be closer to 12 inches during that time. Everyone else I've talked to says in 85 years, it has not been this bad. We have 85 years worth of our own drought data that says we've never done this, not to this extent. The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The people that control the world, okay? The beginning of evils, bad times, all right? And within these bad times, you have situations such as famines. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are set as scourges for amendment. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. That's right, and that's literal. That will happen literally. Verse 21, behold, victuals, which means food, shall be sold let me read that again. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So right now you have a famine brewing and you still have people partying, okay? Still worrying about vacation time, their 401ks and so on and so forth. Still planning for the future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, okay? But meanwhile, you have these plagues formulating. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, these bad times, sword, famine, and great confusion. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You can't get around this. Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away. Meaning what? If you are dying from the lack of food and water, it's a slow death. Your body begins to eat itself. Okay? Not being killed by the sword or the gun or the knife or the bow. All right. This is a quick death. All right. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for one of the fruits of the field. Right. And that would drive you crazy, being so hungry and can't have nothing. But your mind is constantly on, we need to get food, we need to get food, we need to get food. All right. Isaiah 55 and verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish, meaning achieve. These prophecies will be achieved, all right, at their allotted time, that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it, meaning everything I say, how I said it, how it will be done, it shall be done. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.